Hi, movie lovers. Just a reminder, be kind, rewind, and have a totally awesome night.
Remember when Friday nights meant the video store? Cam and Kobe are bringing it all back. The smell of popcorn, the hum of neon lights, those covers with artwork so rad, it didn't matter what was actually on the tape. And yeah, those late fees you kept hidden from your parents. Because those movies weren't just rentals, they were your childhood in the making. This is Raised by VHS.
Oh, welcome to Raised by VHS, proudly paying late fees since the 1980s. Let's pop this tape, adjust the tracking. We got a staff recommended pick for you tonight from me.
Yes.
From me.
It is from you.
It is from me.
Listen, I'm like giddy excited.
Dude, I am too.
Right now.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I am super excited. Finally, we can do episode 1. So listen, this podcast, it's really quite simple.
Oh, yeah. It's really
We're going to
simple.
watch movies from when we were kids because Kobe and I really didn't have any restrictions. I think that's good and bad.
Yeah, we were watching
But
whatever
we
the hell
watched
we
pretty
wanted.
much whatever. Yeah. And so we're going to talk about why we still love them. We're going to talk about like how they hold up today and if they do. We're also going to go into some of the behind the scenes stories and details for all you cinephiles.
Yeah, because I love that stuff.
That stuff's great,
like
man.
the making of.
It's like stuff you didn't notice as a kid, but
Yeah.
you do as an adult.
Yeah.
And now we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, look, man, Cam and I, to be honest, we've been podcasting for about 10 years.
Yeah.
You want to know how long we've been dreaming about doing this podcast? About 10 years.
So true.
So
We've
we're-
added parts of this
Yeah.
type of like interest into
other shows.
somehow, but now
Yeah.
we're going to full on attack it.
So we are just like absolutely ecstatic to get this going today. So Cam, what movie did I pick?
Yeah. So, man, there are a billion movies to pick from.
Sure, yeah.
And we're going to kind of go back and forth of picking movies with each other. But this is an all-time favorite of both of ours.
Yeah.
This is Kobe's pick.
Yeah.
Today we're going to talk about Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, baby. Yeah, we're so excited about this. So let's just get right into it. We're going to get to the basic film info on this thing. Days of Thunder, released June 27th, 1990. I would think I was 9 years
Holy
old.
cow. Yep.
As we were both 9 years old. Directed by Tony Scott. So this dude, also known for obviously Top Gun, right? Enemy of the State, which I loved as well, and Beverly Hills Cop 2. I'm going to have to go back and watch that one because I don't remember
that one
very
either.
well. But featured Tom Cruise, obviously, Nicole Kidman, and the legend himself, Robert Duvall.
So good.
He's so good. So the tagline for this film, a young hotshot stock car driver gets his chance to compete at the top level. I want to watch it.
Everybody wants to be in a race car.
Distributed by Paramount Pictures. Worldwide total box office gross, approximately $158 million.
In 1990.
1990,
That's
right.
pretty dang good.
So it was considered a moderate success here. It wasn't a banger, like, because Tom Cruise had some freaking bangers back in the
he
day.
did.
So
He did.
when you look at Top Gun, it pulled in $357 million, which is insane. And
Wow.
even Rain Man, $354 million, which I did not know.
I didn't know it was that
It did
successful.
that well. But the production budget on this movie was around 55 to 60 million. So obviously did great.
Nice job.
Yeah, they're excited, right? They're excited there. But later it really did gain sort of this cult following, as people, especially those NASCAR
Absolutely.
enthusiasts, right? They're just all
'Cause
about
there really hadn't been any movie done specifically kind of
Not
like
on
this.
NASCAR.
Like, yeah.
for sure there
Not
wasn't.
for NASCAR, yeah.
Yeah. So the film at the time received mixed reviews from critics. They didn't love it. They didn't hate it, sort of thing. I mean, they're just like, hey, this is the over-the-top action and plot. I mean, it feels like Top Gun, right? And you had basically the exact same team, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit as we go through this. As far as awards go, it was nominated for an Oscar, Cameron, for Best Sound.
Yeah, it has great sound.
It has fantastic sound, and I noticed that again, watching it again. I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
It's great.
The audio mixing is fantastic. It lost out to Dances with Wolves.
That's kind of surprising.
It is kind of surprising to me for Best Sound.
Dances Wolves has a great soundtrack, like the music,
yeah.
but the sound edit, like Best Sound, I wouldn't.
I'm going to have to watch. It's been probably 10 years since I've watched Dances with Wolves.
Just hearing arrows and
That's right, yeah.
eating eggs.
Yeah. So if you've never seen Days of Thunder, I don't know what the hell you're doing here, but
I don't either.
If you haven't, here's a quick breakdown of what it's about. So it's basically Top Gun on wheels here, right? Tom Cruise plays a hotshot rookie NASCAR driver, Cole Trickle. He shows up knowing nothing about stock cars, but he wins anyways because It's freaking Tom Cruise, right?
Watched a lot of movies.
They watched
Or a lot of
a lot of ESPN.
ESPN.
Yeah. The movie is remembered for its insane racing sequences, these over-the-top rivalries, and Cruise's trademark intensity. And he does have those.
He's so good at that.
Intense eyes and like oh yeah. And it's pure early 90s blockbuster type energy, right? Huge stunts, big egos, and a little dash of romance in between like crashes and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's basically what Days of Thunder is. We're going to break it down way more than that.
Yeah, man, it's the Tom Cruise like classic.
It is.
He's so good, man. He's I don't care. Like I know Tom Cruise might be crazy for people, but
Sure, yeah.
he is one of the best action stars ever.
He's a movie star.
Like
he is
knows
a movie
how
star.
to entertain.
He really does.
So
I want to go back.
This movie does it.
He definitely does. I want to go back to memory lane here, Cam. Our experience with this film as kids.
I mean,
Okay, you give me what was your experience with this thing?
So, I remember bringing friends over to replay parts of this movie because I was so obsessed with it.
Just certain scenes. They're like
certain scenes.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember watching the whole movie with them. I just remember jumping to the parts I like.
Yeah, just here's this part. This is cool.
But
Watch.
but yeah, the thing is, I remember my dad coming home after he saw it in the theaters. I didn't see it in the theaters. Too little. I guess.
Yeah, I was too little as well. Yeah.
But that's exactly what my dad had said. He was like, this is basically Top Gun with race cars. And I'm like, I want to see it bad.
You're like, okay.
And so when I did, like, I was obsessed with it. I had all the race cars. I had cups, like,
cops.
I just remember like replaying like the scenes like on the couch with NASCAR toys, just being like, this guy's going down and like going around him and stuff like that. And so, and even later in life, it was the first DVD I ever bought with my own money.
Oh,
like,
really?
That was how good this was for me.
Yeah,
so.
that's huge. And I know I didn't see it in theaters either. I'm pretty positive the first time I saw this, my parents had bought it on VHS.
Yeah.
So we had it on VHS at the house, and every time there was nothing else to watch, I'm like, let's put in that race car movie again. That thing was a friggin' banger. I love that thing. And I distinctly remember as like an 11 or 12-year-old kid rewinding the bedroom scene several times, like more than once.
Yeah.
Right? Because Nicole Kidman, like, when I was 12 years old.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh.
Hot.
But, I mean, she still looks hot in that movie now. But now, like, current day Nicole Kidman doesn't do it for me at all.
No.
But back then, whoo-wee. But so, like, over the years, like, if it's on, it used to get replayed a lot, like, on TNT, I think, back in the day.
So that's a big thing for me, like, that I want to mention on all these movies. If it's a movie that is on TV in the background or comes on and I, like, will stop whatever I'm doing and start watching it, that tells you right there how good this movie is for me. And this is one of them. Like, if it was ever on, I'm like, I'm just going to watch it. Yeah,
so I know it used to come on all the time on those types of stations. And then even now recently, if I see it pop up on a streaming service, I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching this. So then I'll rewatch it again, right?
And this was actually, so I rewatched it for this episode, but I had already watched it this year.
Oh, yes, me too.
And so that's what's so funny. I think, we talked about it before we even started this podcast.
I think this is one of those yearly rewatch type movies for me. At least once a year. Good. So let's start breaking down this bad boy. And I wanted to start with the casting of this because this is always really interesting to me. So Tom Cruise was always the only choice for Cole.
Yeah, he's part
Cole
of
Trickle.
the development of it, right?
Yeah.
And the idea.
We'll talk about this more later, but he was basically the catalyst for making this film happen. It was kind of his idea. Meg Ryan was actually considered for Claire before Nicole Kidman landed the role. I mean, it's like...
they would have made it full Top Gun.
I know, that's the thing. It's like, well, why don't we get all of them in here and just do the entire movie?
Exactly. Just take the exact cast and put them into this.
Yeah. I'm glad they went with Nicole Kidman.
I am too.
Because
I am too.
She's hotter for one thing. She's just perfect for this role, I think. Robert Duvall was Cruise's personal pick for Harry Hogge. So he's like, I need that dude. Yeah. Give me that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talk more about that.
Yeah. Michael Rooker, who plays Rowdy Burns, actually won that through his audition. And he was pretty much unknown. He didn't have a lot of stuff going on before this.
Yeah. I only know, like, when I see him, it's the only movie I remember when I started knowing who he was. Like, it's like every time I see him, I'm like, oh, he's in, Days of Thunder.
Exactly. John C. Reilly, this was basically his first major studio role as the pit crew member.
That's crazy.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about. And Tom Cruise actually saw him in the audition, and he kind of like handpicked him. He's like,
That's so
I
cool.
want that dude. I want that dude. So he's
got kind of the southern like.
He does.
So it's like
Yeah.
fits the NASCAR.
He's like, he told the producers, he's like, I really want that guy because he felt like he was super authentic, and he brought some personality, and obviously he had a lot more personality that he didn't even show in this.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's kind of what the casting looked like for Days of Thunder. And I want to start where we should start is the opening credits. So the opening credits roll over a sun-drenched NASCAR world coming to life, engines firing, crews prepping cars, and a montage of racetrack sights and sounds that set the tone for the high-octane story
So
to come.
good.
And this...
We're
We're going to talk about that too, but that is Hans Zimmer, which is
I had no idea until you told me that.
yeah,
like
what a crazy deal. His score on this is so good. And it's so good like for the times. It's very 90s, very early 90s, but it's so good.
Yeah.
It
I love
works.
how it shows the whole life of NASCAR like in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
You're like, this is awesome. It's got like all the stuff I like right away.
Like 90 seconds you kind of
and that's how Top Gun was too.
It was,
So it's
100%.
like you can see how they followed that same theme. It's like, that's so good.
It's very like a Tony Scott type thing because you look back at Top Gun, you look at this, it's a very similar kind of opening thing. That golden hour lighting, right, over Daytona, that kind of atmospheric haze. He used like these really long lenses when he was shooting it, so you can kind of see those like heat ripples, and
the
haze.
heat, it's awesome. Is that what they did? Is like these zoomed lenses?
Yeah, when you use those long lenses, you can kind of see
That's
that
cool.
a lot better.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then you mentioned Hans Zimmer's score, and it's just so good over this.
It is.
It's one of those which they don't do a lot anymore, those 80s and 90s film openers where you just didn't jump right into action. You kind of had some time to like
Get excited
and kind of see the vibe of the film before we hop right in.
That's what I loved about it, man. It just like just recently when I watched it again, like I got like chills because I'm like, man, this is maybe because of this. Like I knew what I was doing this for, but at the same time, it's like the music along with just seeing into the life of NASCAR within a few minutes. You're like, that's so brilliant.
And I got to tell you something, dude. I don't give two craps about NASCAR. I don't care.
No.
But
I love racing.
Yes,
but
I love racing.
NASCAR's not one I follow.
No, but this gets me hyped either way, and that's when you know it's good because it'll still hype you up if you're not a
You're
fan.
not a huge fan of that.
thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
exactly. And then like I watched this again, and when I watched it again, that when the title pops up, Days of Thunder, and there's like that huge like power chord that hits, and you see the massive crowd behind Days of Thunder. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, when they're all
like
cheers.
cheers,
You can hear
chills. Like it was insane, and so
cheers and chills.
Cheers and chills, yeah. And then it's funny because then I started watching them drive around the track, and instantly I was thinking about the NES game, Days of Thunder.
Yep, that was another thing. As a kid, I had that. Did you ever play it?
I did
do you
play it.
Like,
yeah.
do you remember how hard it was?
Oh, it was
You
impossible.
got sucked into the wall like immediately.
Yeah, I rented it and I took it back. So my buddy, so I rented
That's
it.
what we did too.
I was like 12 or 13 when I rented it, and my buddy's mom or dad owned the video store, and so like he would let me bring back games when I wasn't any good at them. I couldn't get anywhere. So that was one I specifically had to take back and then get because it was so hard.
I remember renting it like 2 or 3 times because I'd watched the movie and I was like, I got to do something to like,
fulfill
like
your need,
quench that thirst that I had for NASCAR,
Yeah.
and it was freaking hard.
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
Like it seems like 50 miles an hour and you'd hit the wall.
we
So I
need
was
to try that again.
I couldn't ever beat anybody. Like I was always like the last place all the time.
Yeah, it's tough. So that's the opener.
Yeah.
And then businessman Tim Dalland convinces legendary and retired crew chief Harry Hogge to come back and build a car for Cole, promising him a shot at redemption and the resources to win. And before we move any further, the names in this movie, like, I don't know who came up with all of the
Harry
names,
Hogge.
but they're absolutely ridiculous, like in the best way.
I know.
We got Cole Trickle.
Cole Trickle.
We got Harry Hogge.
Yeah. Rowdy Burns.
Rowdy Burns. There's a couple more that are kind of crazy.
It's just like,
too.
just make them easy to say and sound familiar.
Make them sound weird but cool.
like kind of southern.
Kind of, yeah.
Hey, Hogge.
There's a couple other ones. I need to go back and look, but I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, man! Whoever came up with these names,
Buddy Brotherton.
Buddy Brotherton. Yeah, that was another one. Yeah, so so crazy. But
Yeah.
anyway, so Tim is this guy who owns like a couple of car dealerships and he wants to get into racing, right? So he goes to this legend. And it's a cool scene because he goes out on his farm. Harry's out there on the tractor. He's like fertilizing his field. And Tim's just like walking in the fertilizer. I assume that's not good for you. I don't know much about fertilizer.
It's the 80s, man.
I know you do whatever you want.
Who cares?
Yeah, so that fertilizer's just spraying everywhere.
Like it's 90s, but
well, it was filmed in the 80s.
but it's like, who cares about this stuff?
Yeah.
It's not harming you.
I don't know what kind of chemicals are in that, but he's just like walking along with the spray.
Never thought about that.
I mean? So funny.
I will say, man, like Randy Quaid does a great job in this
it's
movie.
fantastic.
Like he's usually crazy and kind of weird.
Yeah.
But he did super good in this.
But he has just enough weirdness that, like, I talk about this later.
He's like a car dealer.
And he's always like shaking his head at stuff like, ugh. Kind of has that like defeated look half the movie, you know, because nobody's doing what he wants.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I just think that's so funny. He's walking along the tractor there, you know, and then Harry talks about that coon dog, best I've ever seen, best coon dog. I didn't teach him a damn thing. Like, you know, like a race car driver just supposed to know everything without being taught.
I didn't teach him anything. Yeah,
I didn't teach him anything.
And I remember like this part. Also, as a kid, a reason I loved it, we had that same tractor on our farm.
You had the exact same tractor,
and it was always a dually tractor too. Like we always had dualies on it, and that's just like. That's the coolest looking tractor as a kid, you know?
Oh, for sure.
He's got 4 tires on the back. That's the best.
Go over anything.
But it was the same tractor we owned on our farm. And so obviously that was like, oh, cool. Wow. Harry Hogge drives the same tractor my dad drives.
You recreate that scene.
Yeah.
Get somebody in a trench coat walking along with you.
And we'll talk more about the acting later. But Robert Duvall, man, makes the movie. I'm telling you.
He does.
He's so good. Every line he delivers in this movie is great.
And not even just this movie. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything.
He's always like
that
makes
he wasn't fantastic.
Any movie better.
Yeah. He could just deliver lines
I don't
like
know how
nobody
he does
else.
It. Yeah.
I don't get it, you know. And obviously Tom Cruise is great, and
Tom Cruise is always good.
But,
but Robert Duvall makes the movie.
He really does.
And
so
he just is perfect for like the funny grumpy guy.
Yeah,
like,
he is. Yeah,
so good.
Young open wheel phenom Cole Trickle shows up in Charlotte with a reputation for raw speed, but zero NASCAR knowledge. He's cocky, untested in stock cars, and doesn't even know how to set up a car for oval racing. Team owner Tim Dallin introduces Cole to Harry Hogge, a legendary crew chief who's been in semi-retirement after a tragic crash. So Buddy Brotherton, that's right. Yeah. And it's a bit of a mystery throughout the entire movie what happened with Buddy, right?
Yeah.
But this is like such a great scene where Cole shows up at the track, and Rowdy had just been running some laps in his car, and then Cole shows up, and there's just some things about this scene.
No, that's a race car driver.
That's a race car driver. Yeah, that's what he says about Rowdy, huh?
Yeah,
it's so good. But
that's a race car.
When Tim, he's talking, he's told him Cole showed up, and that's obviously a really cool scene. But then Tim's like, he's from California. And Robert Duvall's like, he's a Yankee, and he's like, if you're from California, you're not really a Yankee. You're not anything. And like, I had no damn clue what that meant when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But watching it now, I laugh at that so hard every single time. Like, it's great dialogue.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, well, you said it.
You said it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And there's another thing from this scene too that I picked up when I was a kid. Rowdy, he's talking to Harry Hogge, and he's like, I'll guarantee you. I can't remember exactly.
I can't remember either, but I remember
what
that
he's saying
line
there.
too.
But it's something that I had picked up, and like at 12 years old, because I thought it was so cool.
Well, that's the thing, man.
Oh my gosh,
you swore as much as you could as a kid.
Yeah,
and got away with it, and that's why those 80 movies always show all the kids swearing, because it was cool.
It was really cool. I remember saying I guarantee it to like my friends. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm Rowdy Burns. I'm so freaking cool. And I still say it today.
That's what's interesting about this movie too, is you hate but you like Rowdy.
You do,
because he's freaking cool.
He's so
good.
Cool. Yeah, but he's like scary. I was scared of him.
Yeah,
kind of as a kid.
He's intense, man.
I was super scared of him because he's kind of mean looking.
He's kind of mean when he talks too. He's kind of
mean when he talks. Yeah. Even after he gets sick and stuff, I'm scared of that. That dude. I don't know, but I still say guarantee you today, and it drives my wife nuts. Yeah. Anytime I say it, and I realized that's where I got it from. Is from Rowdy.
Yeah, and you remember the part when he like puts the bag on his car and he's like, if you bend this you know.
Yeah,
And my wife was like, "What did he say?" And I'm like, "Rip your balls off," is what he said.
Awesome. That's another thing. It's just so funny. Like Tom Cruise comes in on the motorcycle, gets off the motorcycle, grabs his bag, sets it directly on Rowdy's hood.
I know. I
I'm
thought
like,
that was kind of ballsy
That's
too.
a dick move, dude.
It
Like
is.
I
Not
wouldn't
even his car.
I wouldn't do that to any of my friends' cars, and they're like not NASCAR
No,
cars.
I
you know
thought
what
that
mean?
was kind of. I was like, no wonder Rowdy's like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, what a dick.
So, when Tom Cruise comes up, it's so like I'm sure Tom was like, I want to do it this way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because
yeah.
it's like dum 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 dum, and he
It's
gets
so
off all
good.
cool in his jacket. It's all
Yeah.
in the wind. He looks cool.
He looks so cool. It's a funny scene because he starts coming around the corner on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
right? And it's clear as day. And then it goes back to everybody looking over there, and then it turns back, and it is smoke filled. There's so much damn smoke you can't even see him. I'm like, what were they doing
It's
in
a wet
editing?
side of the track.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell happened?
And
Like,
I guess you can just ride your motorcycle onto the track.
yeah, you can just do whatever you want,
Back
apparently.
then.
But it's a great shot, man.
It's a very
like,
cool shot.
It's so good. Because like he's come, like that soundtrack is coming, and there's this really cool like tracking shot or like a dolly shot that comes from behind Rowdy's car, and then you see him pulling up. Man, it's a cool
It's good.
shot.
It's a
like,
very cool shot,
It's a
yeah.
great like introduction to the hero type shot in here, and it's so freaking good. But then he's talking to him, and he's like, "What do you know about NASCAR?" Right? Well, I've seen it on TV, of course. And he's like,
Watch
"What
a lot of ESPN.
yeah, what a weird thing to say." Like
You'd be
you're
surprised at what they can cover.
yeah, what you can learn.
What you can learn, yeah.
And he's talking to Harry Hogge, which is like a legend. And he's talking to Rowdy. Rowdy Burns is right there, who's like the best NASCAR driver. And
Yeah.
he's just like, I saw it on TV.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Even if it was
I'm going
the
to
truth.
drive your race car.
Yeah.
And I just said I learned it on TV.
And what an asinine like situation, anyways. Like they're gonna bring some random dude in to run this like.
Now, Ratty, I told you about
I
this.
told you about this. I'd be pissed off too.
I would be super mad.
I
Like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
Like my car's toast. It's gonna be destroyed here in a second.
Just some rando off the street from California.
Yeah, it's very funny when you think about like in reality. You're like, nah, it would not happen.
Never happened. But then he does. He makes his test lap.
And
right?
that test lap is the one I would show my friends
That's the
over
scene.
and over. And the thing is, like, I used to tell my friends, I'm like, I still remember, like, when he's like, I'm dropping the hammer.
Yeah.
And I would always tell my friends, I'm like, the NASCAR racers don't even drop the hammer. Like, I remember thinking he was the only one going into high gear.
Like you had no idea what he even
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But the thing I love so much about that is the sound of the motor.
Oh man.
Like it's so intense. And
It
you're
is.
like, man, I love NASCAR. I don't even know anything
Yeah.
about it, but that is so cool.
It sounds really good.
And that's why I'd always be like, this is one I'm going to show my friends.
Yeah.
And
So
only
awesome.
Tom Cruise drops the hammer.
He's the only one. And there's something I noticed I never noticed as a kid, but on his lap, there's a very prominent scene where Tony Scott uses like this graduated ND filter. And now that I say it, you'll notice it every time. Basically, so like an ND filter when you're shooting film, like it's this filter that you put on front of the lens, and half of it lets less light in and half of it lets all the light in.
Oh, really?
So you can see where it almost feels like it's darker in the sky, and then it
I
graduates
did
down.
notice that. I was like, what time
So-
of day are they racing?
Yeah, so
It's because of that filter.
It's
It
because of
looks
that
good,
filter.
though.
Yeah, it looks great. It's a very like 80s, 90s thing.
Yeah.
Tony Scott does a lot. He did it on Top Gun a lot too. But basically, like if you don't do that, the sky's like super blown out. It's like overexposed, but it looks
That's
good
why
on
it
the
looks
bottom.
like it's like dusk all
Yes,
the time.
that's why it looks like it's dusk.
That's cool.
It's a really
The
cool
other
thing.
I like too is the opposite rotation of the turn.
Yeah.
That looks like it makes it really like, holy crap, they're
Yeah.
like going to fall off that.
It is pretty badass. So Harry reluctantly agrees to build Cole a car and teach him the nuances of stock car racing. And look, man, the scene where Robert Duvall is in the barn
Yeah.
and he's talking to the frame of the car. Look, again, I don't know anything about cars. I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
But I was so pumped for him to build this car after this scene, even as a kid.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Get a fat ass fuel line with some extra fuel in there. Like that is so cool.
Big oil pan.
Yeah.
That's got to be the best.
I don't know what I'm even saying, but it sounds so awesome.
It does sound awesome.
You know what I mean?
And it was like this is a scene and a quote that would carry over like throughout a lot of my childhood. My brothers and I, like, we'd be standing next to like a tractor or a four-wheeler and be like, I'm gonna give you an engine low to the ground. Extra big oil pan. We just like jokingly would start saying it, but we all knew what we were talking about.
Oh yeah.
So that's what I thought was so cool about that. Is like it's so good. He delivers it like you're like, man, this is his baby.
This is his baby.
And
he's done it.
And it's custom built. No wonder Cole Trickle's gonna win.
I thought it was stock cars. I thought they all had to be the same.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Harry knows how to do
a
it.
big oil pan.
He's got a big oil pan. He's got extra fuel, all this kind of stuff. But I just love it. They're in this like old barn, and then there's this like atmosphere haze and these great shafts of light kind of coming down. Oh my gosh.
So are all NASCARs built in a barn by the manager? The team manager.
Yeah, and then Hans Zimmer has a great, score that kind of goes over top of that. I just love that scene.
It's a great scene.
If there's something that always stuck out to me about this scene though, as a kid, and I watched it again, I was reminded of it. There's a scene where they're putting the body together, right? And they're using like all these like I don't know anything about cars. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Like rivet pins or something,
like rivet pins, like all over it, and I'm like. It almost scared me as a kid. I'm like, that kind of looks like Hellraiser to me. Like the car looks like Hellraiser. It was kind of creepy looking.
Funny because it does.
It really does.
Because doesn't the cover of Hellraiser have the guy?
Yeah, it's got
all of those pins out of his head.
That's Hellraiser. Like, and so every time I saw
it, a bad car.
Cars is really scary.
Looks like Hellraiser.
But it used to kind of creep me out. But it really did look like Hellraiser.
I remember thinking kind of the same thing because I was like. Something I've seen somewhere. It's a cover in the movie store.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. So,
but
anyways,
great scene. That is a great scene.
Yeah, and Cole's initial races are chaotic. He overdrives, he abuses the car, and ignores Harry's instructions. He crashes multiple times, loses the team money, earns a reputation as reckless.
Yeah.
When he finally starts listening to Harry's guidance, he gradually becomes competitive.
Yeah.
He starts winning.
Yeah.
Right.
And Rowdy says at one point, he's like, all right, well, get your own car and we'll see how you do in a crowd.
See how you do in a crowd.
And that's where it changes everything for how fast he is. It doesn't matter.
And it kind of shows like he's a great like natural driver. Yeah. But he doesn't know the nuances of NASCAR.
NASCAR's not just speeding around the track.
That's right. This section is, and we're going to talk about this later, this is probably my favorite sort of scenes section in the entire movie.
The music, man.
Really iconic. Yeah, great music. So it drops Give Me Some Lovin'. You remember that? And they start racing. It's so iconic to me,
It makes it so good because it's like, yeah, like you said, he's super talented, but he doesn't know how NASCAR works.
He hasn't got a clue.
And he's all over the place.
And we get the drop of the line, for me, of the film, Rubbin's son is racing, right? It's a really, really great line. And it's a great, and I think that's sort of endured over the years, right?
That is one of the best lines ever.
It's so good, right? There's this scene, in Cole's just crashing all over the place.
Yeah.
He's just having a hard time, right? And then I love the scene where Harry's like naming off parts that he's just breaking. He's like, there goes a fender. There goes a quarter panel. And he's like naming off all the stuff that they're going to have to fix later. And then he comes in and he pits. And then Harry's like, I want you to go out and hit the pace car.
Yeah.
And he's like, why?
Yeah.
Hit every other damn thing on the track. I want you to be perfect. And then Cole's face is just like,
yeah, he's like, and then he goes.
It's so good, man. And then there's also the ice cream scene in here as well, which is so freaking
eating
fun.
ice cream.
Yeah.
The way he says it.
Reading ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
And you see him like, looks like he's only 2 inches away from the pits.
Yeah.
When he like shows him.
Apparently that was a real story that Tom Cruise had heard from one of those NASCAR drivers.
Really?
Like
I was wondering how.
It happened slightly different, but it was a story really similar to that. So they decided to keep it and actually put it in the film, which I thought
great.
It's really funny,
Cole's
man.
super mad, pulls off all the stuff, stops the car,
so
gets
freaking
out and
pissed.
chases Harry.
Yeah, and then like kind of after that, they're kind of back at home base. I don't know what, some garage or something that they're using, and Randy Quaid comes in and he's like, I had sponsors there holding their hands.
We really screwed up on Sunday.
Kissing them in the ear. And I'm like, kissing them in the ear? I was always like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Kissing him in
There's
the
the
ear?
Randy Quaid. You're like, oh.
I know. I was like, what are you doing? Kissing him in the ear. I thought it was such a weird thing to say. Even as a kid, I'm like,
Yeah.
kissing him in the ear. Why would he do that?
Yeah.
To
Yep.
sponsors. But anyways.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. You got to kiss him in the ear, apparently. Weird thing to do.
Yeah, and I definitely remember that line too in that scene because it was a buildup as a kid because you're like, here comes the F word.
Yeah, here comes the F word.
And that was the only F word in the movie, I believe.
Yep, it was,
And for a PG-13, you could sneak one in.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, with there's some other scenes in this movie, I'm like, it probably could get an R rating today.
Yeah, if you look at the bedroom scene.
Bedroom scenes and the aggressive kissing.
Aggressive kissing. I think you can get away with that.
Slams him up against, yeah.
Yeah.
But the F word, yeah. I always remembered as a kid when it was coming.
Yeah, they
And I
used
remember
it
on
so
TV
well,
when
though.
they edited it too.
Yeah.
It was like, monkey, and it was like a weird dub, you know, that never works.
Yeah. But they used it. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Like it was a great spot to put the F word in.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was a good
movie.
spot.
You're
And
going to
it
use
was
it.
intense. He was mad.
You got to use it well. And it was funny as hell, too. Right?
A monkey effing a football.
Yeah. So then they kind of get on the same page after Cole admits to Harry, like, he doesn't know anything about cars. He's like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
And then they figure it out. And then it's kind of like the great thing, like, oh, that's the only reason why we suck.
Yeah.
And then they start to, get a language together and start to win, right? And then when he finally wins like his first race, and he gets off and he's like, well, how'd you do that? How'd you know you could go on the outside there or whatever? And he's like, Harry put on a set of special tires. And he's like, oh, really? And he talks to him.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. But it's so funny what he says to I think he says it to Cole over the radio. He's like, those tires are match perfect, staggered special.
He did. Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? It's just random words.
Yeah.
Staggered, match perfect, staggered special.
Cole's like, okay,
I'm
you can
doing it.
hold
You
and
can
turn
hold.
forward.
That's right. You can hold. I thought you said nobody goes. Yeah, you can hold.
You can hold.
You can hold, Cole.
Yeah. I do remember too, like when he's I remember being confused about the line when he's telling Cole about racing. He's like, you do 50 laps your way and my way. And if you do and you give you your best run, I'm going to beat you. And I'm like, that don't make any sense.
Has he beat
It's
himself?
like, why does he want to beat him? Like,
Yeah.
But it makes, it makes
And then
sense.
now you know.
It's funny as a kid, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, confusing line.
Yeah, there's some confusing
Why is
stuff
he gonna
as a
beat
kid.
him?
Well, then they get the stripper or hooker, whatever she was, as a cop, right? I don't know if you noticed in that scene, she, turns him around and like throws him up against the trailer, about knocks him out.
Yeah, it's
like
super hard.
Watch that again. I'm like, holy crap, man! I don't know if they use a stunt double because like he face planted.
It would have probably broke his wrist or sprained his
I
wrist.
just like, man, that was aggressive for a hooker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You know
it
what I
was
mean?
aggressive.
It was aggressive. Cole's aggressive driving style sparks a bitter rivalry with reigning champion Ratty Burns.
Yeah.
They're on track, clashes escalate from door slamming to outright wrecking each other, building intense animosity and media attention.
Yeah.
So,
Rowdy's harassing him.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
Yeah.
he's bumping him.
Yep.
But that's racing.
Rubbin's racing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at Daytona, their rivalry boils over. Cole and Rowdy push each other too far at over 200 miles an hour, triggering a horrific multi-car wreck.
Yeah.
Both are hospitalized with serious concussions, sidelining them for months. I don't know why I said 6, casting doubt on their careers.
Yeah, yeah. And it's still like watching this now, like the emergency room is so chaotic. Like,
oh yeah, when they're in the both of them are going in
after the
emergency-
crash, yeah. It's just like it's so intense, and I was noticing like they passed the shears back and forth like 10 times. I'm like,
really?
they must be like make it look like we're cutting all the clothes. Like I don't know, but I was like, man, that's a little.
Everybody needs to
extreme.
touch the shears.
Yeah,
everybody.
It kind of reminds me a bit of. Do you remember in Hot Shots? When he crashes and they're like wheeling him down like quick.
I don't.
And
I
the
haven't
doctor's
seen
like,
that
nurse,
forever."
give me some morphine, and she injects it in the doctor's arm.
No,
But it's like it reminds me of that scene because I'm like, it's a little over the top.
Yeah.
And then the cool hot doctor walks in, does like a 5-second Glasgow coma scale.
Yeah.
And then she's like, and then she walks off. I'm like,
Thanks,
just kind
Doc.
of an interesting medical scene, but
yeah, it is kind of funny.
but yeah. The other part, like after the crash and when Cole's in the hospital, I mean, it's an obviously super funny scene with the doctor because he thinks that she's set up.
Oh, that's so funny, man. It's
And
hilarious.
that's where I'm like, Robert Duvall and his laugh, like when he's like, Like he cringes. He does so good. Like
like a
almost like
cringe
he
laugh.
wasn't. He acts like he doesn't acting.
Yeah.
or he isn't acting. And then I had to mention like this is where John C. Reilly's humor comes into the movie for the one point.
Yeah.
He comes in and he like starts tapping the IV pole and he's like, "Dang, nice to see you, Cole."
Yeah. Oh yeah. Doesn't he have like
He
a?
has
He's
like a
pretend like he's blind.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, that scene I like. It's actually pretty funny. So.
Oh, it's great. While recovering, Cole meets Dr. Claire Lewicki. What a weird name. A strong-willed neurosurgeon. Their relationship begins as a clash of personality. She sees through his bravado, but blossoms into a romance that softens Cole's edges and grounds him emotionally. Yeah, and when they meet, Cole assumes she's a hooker as well. It's the funniest freaking scene.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
that
guess
callback is hilarious, man. It's really funny because Nicole Kidman, this is basically her first major role as an actor.
That's crazy.
I don't think that there's anything before this that many people really knew. She'd done like a lot of TV.
It like she's been acting forever.
Yeah, she really does, man. But that scene where he, I think this is what you're looking for, and he puts her hand right on his crotch. It's just a funny callback, man.
Yeah.
And then later on, Harry goes back and apologizes to her and says that was my
and
fault.
I love all the group of guys are like kind of like trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cole. I'm trying not to laugh.
I'm sorry, Cole. Yeah,
I'm trying to smile.
it's really good. And then after that, we get the wheelchair race.
Yeah.
Like the wheelchair race. It's so dumb.
Yeah, it really is
stupid, but it's like perfect.
They're racers, right?
They're racers.
They got to beat each other, so they keep trying to get ahead of each other.
Yeah, they can't help it.
Yeah.
They cannot
But what's
help
so funny to
but
me
race.
is like the nurses that are walking on foot are like, "Ugh, we're going too fast." Like they just give up.
I can't,
And, like,
can't keep up with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Cole a couple of times just kind of pushes it forward a little, right? Just to
Yeah.
get ahead, just barely.
Yeah.
And then here comes Rowdy. He pushes it forward, and then all hell breaks loose. And then, the nurse is just like, I ain't doing this.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough to deal with wheelchair races
Yeah.
from these kind of guys. Right?
And I remember thinking too as a kid, like when Rowdy, like it's like Rowdy's having fun for a minute, and then Cole pulls his jacket and then he gets pissed.
Oh, some
And I was like, man, Rowdy's not a nice guy.
Not nice
But
guy.
it was actually Cole being a turd.
Yeah, but it's a great scene because again, it just solidifies the fact that these dudes they're purebred American-made racers. They got motor oil pumping through their veins. They just can't help but
No,
race.
they got to win.
They
got to
gotta
be
win.
ahead.
Yeah, and then to really drive that home, we have the rental car demo derby race
So good.
that they have on the beach for some reason. It's on the beach. I don't know how they got to the beach. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool scene where they're like crashing and, it's just chaotic and they're racing and then they pull up to the, I think it's a restaurant or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the two valet guys. They're just like looking at the cars at the end. I think it's a hilarious scene. They're just like looking at these busted up cars. you know,
and they're
going-
destroyed. Like,
Oh, they're completely
so
destroyed.
crazy.
Yeah, it's an insane thing to do, but it obviously
I
fun.
believe it was the radiator, right, Cole? Or
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I believe you're right. Rowdy's injuries are more severe than Cole's, leaving him unable to drive. Rowdy, and it's just funny too how quickly they become buddies, like
Yeah,
just
I know.
fast.
I know. I
They
thought
are
that they're
friends.
hanging out together.
Yeah, yeah.
We got hurt together, so now we can go on a boat ride.
I would go on boat rides at my house.
Yeah.
Rowdy's decline shakes Cole. When Cole visits Rowdy and sees how badly his injuries have affected him, it rattles his confidence. Suddenly, the danger of racing feels real. He becomes anxious and hesitant about getting back behind the wheel. And he actually throws up when Rowdy falls over. Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
Rowdy falls over and he's puking.
You puking there?
Yeah, does he say something
no, he
like
says
that?
it's like, you
He's
throw
something-
up something in there,
yeah.
And then he's like, candy ass.
Yeah, candy. Yes, that's what he says. But so there's the scene here where Cole is somebody like honks at him, right? Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's like the most intense taxi driver I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
just, and then he bumps
And
him.
he nudges the car.
He's just rubbing
Rubbing,
razor, right?
taxiing.
So then he gets pissed off and he's driving real fast and he's got
And he the guy bumps him and then he has like 25 feet to ram him by,
Yeah.
reversing into him. I'm like, man, that wasn't
super intense. And then he's driving super fast trying to chase this guy, and she's in the car with him and obviously wants to get out. And that's
Yeah.
where we get another iconic line.
That's another one that I use multiple times with my brothers. It's
Yeah.
like, let me out of the car, Cole. Let me out of the car.
Let me out of the car, Cole. Let me out of the car. I don't know why that's like so iconic, but it really is.
I remember pulling up to church and like trying to get out and the door's locked. And I'm like, let me out of the car, Cole. Let me out of the car. Because the whole family knew that movie.
Yeah, that's awesome. But like, so they're like in a parking garage or something, you know, and they get out of the car and she's like pissed off, and she actually gives a really good performance in that scene. Like she's very good. She's very good. She speaks
so fast in that.
Does, yeah.
She's like egotistical maniac.
Yeah.
It's like, holy.
She has that accent, but
that was the first attempt, like as a kid, like, oh, that Australian accent. Very attractive.
It's very attractive. I mean, she was very attractive. She was super hot. She could really act. And I understand why after this movie that she kind of blew up. Like she, you know, got big.
Yeah, she
makes sense.
Did such a good job in this movie.
Yeah, she was fantastic. Also, do you remember the scene where Cole is at the laundromat? Remember?
Oh yeah,
he's kind of downtrodden and he's washing his underwear. I don't know what he's doing.
He's like looking out the window with his hand up on, like intensely watching. Wherever that laundromat is.
I know.
It's next to a race car, like dirt track.
What a cool laundromat! You can wash your underwear and watch some dirt racing, like out the window.
You're a NASCAR driver, and you're washing your clothes in this little.
But he's wearing these metal-tipped cowboy boots. Really? I don't know if you notice them. Oh my gosh, they're so like early 90s. They're the worst things I've ever seen.
I didn't ever notice that.
Yeah, he wears them again, I think, in another scene at the hospital. Where he has an ugly belt on too and like a puffy jacket. He looks so weird.
That's when he goes to talk to Rowdy.
Yeah,
right?
that's when he goes to talk to Rowdy. Yep, that's what he's wearing. But that laundromat, what a cool laundromat.
It's very cool.
You know what I mean?
You would not pay attention to your clothes washing time because you just watched a dirt track race going on outside.
Keep putting more quarters in just so you can watch the end of the race. You know what I mean?
And there's no one there. I'm like, everybody be glued on the window watching that.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought that was really funny. Yeah. Facing the loss of his career, Rowdy asked Cole to race his car at the upcoming Daytona 500.
Yeah.
A gesture of trust and respect between former rivals.
Yeah. I always found this super interesting because I'm like, okay, he purposely took a car, used it as a weapon to hit Russ Wheeler. I'm sure NASCAR would be like, oh, you're going to race some other car? You're fine. Come on in.
Come on in. Let's have you.
I was like, he'd be done.
Is that Exxon car? Yeah,
he'd be done forever.
Oh, he'd be
it's Rowdy's car? And come on.
No big deal.
Don't
come
care
on
who
in.
you are.
But the scene where Cole, he finally decides he's going to do it, right? And he goes to talk to Harry to get Harry back on board.
Yeah.
That's like, I think the best acting of the entire film is that scene.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and Robert Duvall. So good. They're both fantastic in that scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's some lines in there that I always thought as a kid seemed like kid replies. When he's like, yeah, so are you. He's like, you're scared. And he's like, yeah, so are you. He says it twice. I'm like, it sounds like a little kid reply. Like,
I know you are, but what am I?
What a comeback.
Yeah, I know
nice
you are,
job,
but what
Cole.
That is true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. But it is weird, like, how intense it gets for a minute when he, like, grabs his jacket and is like, because he's kind of disrespectful with what he says. I was like, geez.
It gets super intense,
Harry
too.
seems like
when
drunk.
Cole's talking to Rowdy.
Yep.
You know, and he's taking the pills.
Oh, yeah. And when he takes the baseball bat to the side of the billiards table,
I'm like, you son of a bee, what'd you hit my pool table for?
What's it gonna be?
Where'd he get the bat?
Rowdy has all the sports equipment in that room.
He's got a basketball, he's got a hockey stick, he's got a bat.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was talking to Corey about this earlier. He has this empty packet of goodies.
Oh, yeah, goodies.
Painkillers.
Yeah.
And so if you know what goodies are, it's an aspirin-based painkiller. Aspirin with a subdural hematoma or bleed. Like, it's like accelerating. He would have died way faster by taking aspirin on a daily basis.
How many of those you take in a day?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is that what he says? How many of those you take in a day?
How many do you take in a day?
Yeah. I had no idea what those were.
What's this cup? Winston Cup, buddy. Like, that slipped your mind.
Doesn't it say on it?
Doesn't it say on it? Yeah.
Doesn't it say on it? Yeah.
Anyway.
That's so good.
Yeah, I do like that scene, though.
Cole returns to the track, but now faces a new antagonist, Russ Wheeler, an ambitious young driver who replaced him during his recovery. In a high-stakes Daytona 500 showdown, Cole battles through setbacks and executes a daring slingshot move on the final lap to take the checkered flag.
One I reenacted over and over
times.
With my little toy sets, cars,
Yeah.
Because it's such a smart, he set him up perfectly.
Science, man. It's science. He's using science to win a race.
So, Russ Wheeler is one of my favorite, like, bad guys, bad boys.
Sure, yeah.
that's like still to this day, my brother and I, like, if we do something to make one another mad or something, we'll do that. Russ Wheeler laugh. He actually didn't do it in the last race. He does it before when he spins Cole out.
Yeah.
He goes, like, you see him for just a brief moment, like laughing about taking him out. And I'm like, oh, it's so funny. He's such a dirtbag.
Hilarious, man. He does. He plays a really good dirtbag. He does really well.
Yeah. He always plays kind of more bad roles than good roles, right?
Yeah.
And he kind of just got a jerk face. He's in Twister.
Yeah, for when I was a kid, I always knew him from Princess Bride.
That's what I knew him from too. So you always thought he played like this good
he's a nice
hero
dude.
role forever, but he's a butthole on all the other movies.
He really is. But this whole scene, there's some great lines. That one that Tom Cruise says, "I'm more afraid of being nothing than I am of being hurt."
It's deep.
Yeah, super deep. Yeah. I was always like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking about that as a kid. I am too, I think. I don't know.
Being hurt. Yeah.
That's right. I don't want to be nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But okay, so when Cary Elwes comes out on the racetrack before the big race, he's wearing those weird tiny sunglasses. You remember those?
Yeah.
I put the picture in there so you can see it. It is so weird. I don't know what's going on with the tiny sunglasses. And then he has like the freaking partner on his arm, which I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I'm kind of split.
It's him with dark hair.
It's him with dark. Like, it is so freaking weird.
It is
man.
weird.
Like, why not get like a super hot lady with him?
Yeah. And I was like, and then Tom Cruise is walking out with Nicole Kidman. Like, Russ Wheeler's got to feel like he lost already.
Oh, it's like, you've already lost, my friend.
Yeah.
You've got this weird, man lady and in weird tiny sunglasses.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise
The
comes
tiny
out.
sunglasses remind me. Do you remember Richie Rich?
Yes,
that
I do
kid.
remember. Yeah.
He looks like that kid with those glasses.
He kind
on.
of does, huh? Yeah. But yeah, Nicole Kidman versus whoever this. You know who it reminds me of is what is he in? Gosh, now I can't think of what
Russ
he's in.
Wheeler does?
No, his girlfriend reminds me of an actor. I can't think of what he's in. It's a man.
Yeah.
But it really reminds me of an actor. Anyways,
It's pretty attractive.
that is pretty attractive. But then Cole, he gets in the car, and they're getting ready to, put up his little net that goes on the window, right? And he's ready, and he just does like this hang loose sign real quick. And as a kid, I don't know if there was anything cooler you could do. It's just like, here's hang loose.
It's so cool.
I'm
yeah.
ready to go. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool.
It is cool. I actually had thought that meant like put up the net.
Yeah.
And I looked it up. It's like, no, he's just being cool.
He's just being cool. And I was like, I
He's
want
just
to make
showing that he's calm. He's cool.
I want to make that my thing. Like, I started doing it at school. People are like, hey, what's up? And I'd just be like, and then they're like, that's weird.
Put your net up? What does that mean?
No, I mean, it didn't hold. Like, it didn't take. I did it like 3 times, and I was embarrassed. So I didn't do it anymore. But I thought it was so cool. I'd be like, yeah,
That's awesome.
he looks so cool doing it. It's just so nonchalant. Just like,
Yeah. I do like during that time when they're putting Cole into the car. I just remember he's like, what's wrong with the engine? And Harry's like, we had to switch it out. And he tells him about like switching the engine out and everything. But then he's like, get that boy in the race car before he's like, that part's kind of funny because he's super nervous. He's like, get him back in there.
yeah.
It's good.
It is really good. Did you want to talk about this transmission thing or? There?
Yeah. So, there's some weird messed up scenes during this last final, like this final race.
Yeah.
And I picked up on this as a kid. Like and now I only see it as an adult.
Can't not
But there's
see it
several
anymore.
times, especially when the accelerator gets stuck. He's like, the accelerator's stuck here, and he's looking down, and he's saying that, but his mouth isn't moving.
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
And
too.
there's a couple of times it does that. There, he's saying something, and it shows the scene of Tom Cruise, and he's not saying anything on the scene. It's really irritating.
And there's probably reasons for that we'll talk about later. It was a pretty chaotic shoot.
Was
a
it?
lot of this stuff.
So they're like, we can't get the mouth part and.
Well, or they just forgot to get it, or the script
It's weird.
changed.
I see it so much now when he says accelerator stuck, and he's just looking down.
And is that the one where he comes in backwards?
Yes.
in the pit,
which is a cool scene.
Yeah, so cool.
That's another one I did as a kid with
freaking
cars.
out.
So I'm
I'd do
always
it with
like whipping it around.
Or I'd do it with my 4-wheeler or something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Cole and Harry share a hard-earned celebration in Victory Lane. Cole's journey comes full circle.
Which he showed her in the bedroom.
That's right. That's
Explained that very
okay,
clearly.
so speaking of that, I was actually thinking about that when I watched it. You know,
Of course you were.
So she's sitting there, she's like naked, and she has like sheets over top of her. Cole's laying down there, and he's got these sweet and low packets that are like cars, and he's kind of showing her. It reminds me so much of the scene from Armageddon. Do you remember?
Oh, it does.
Where
Yeah,
he's
that's
got
right.
the animal crackers.
I never
and
thought of
it's like almost the exact same scene.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of anything other than that when I was
Yeah.
watching it. I'm like, man, I swear
I forgot
Armageddon.
about the animal cracker.
Armageddon like took that scene and just changed it slightly.
True.
And but it's like on her stomach.
It's on
I
her
don't know.
chest.
It's on her chest. Oh, her chest. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he talks about the supple mountains or we're going south. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I need to watch that again too. That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
a great
A
movie.
lot of people hate that movie, but
Yeah.
it was entertaining.
Yeah. Cole's journey comes full circle. He's gained the respect of his peers, found love with Claire, and learned the value of teamwork while still chasing the glory of going really, really fast.
Yeah.
Right. And that's
It's a great ending.
Days of
It's
Thunder.
a classic
And they have
Tom
the
Cruise
freeze-
happy ending.
the freeze frame ending is my favorite. He's like,
Yeah, I know.
He's running.
It seems like one that if I was an actor, I'd be like, hey, you got a different scene?
can you just roll
he's
it
like-
forward? Yeah.
He's like running with his head back.
I'm like, roll it forward or back just barely.
Yeah.
A couple frames.
Like it's a good ending, but the
Yeah.
freeze frame.
I know, it's
Not
hilarious,
the best
man.
looking.
So that is Days of Thunder. You guys.
If you haven't seen it, you've missed out on a big part of your life
Or our lives.
or our lives.
Yeah, you really have. But I did want to go and talk a little bit about behind the scenes and the production of this thing because there are some kind of interesting
I love this stuff.
tidbits. So I wanted to talk about the final timeline of the actual pre-production all the way through this movie going out. Pre-production began late in 1989 and filming started in January of 1990 and wrapped in May. So, 5 months of shooting. Then the film, this is the craziest thing about it all. The film was released June 27th. So basically post-production was like 1 month.
Wow.
Less than a month.
Wow.
And it was supposed to be 3 to 4 months. So that, I mean, it is so bonkers for that to be the case.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't movies take like a couple of years in advance now?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Sometimes.
in post-production?
Well, like all of it, yeah. Just all together.
Yeah,
I didn't think
usually
it would ever shoot and end in the same
it
year.
really depends on the movie.
Okay.
But like post-production for sure takes more than a few weeks. Like pretty much any film out there. That's an insane thing. They actually started post-production during shooting. Yeah, so they could make the timeline because
Man.
they had this like hard timeline with the film company, and so they had to
Paramount?
make it with Paramount. Yeah. Anyways, so
And I'm sure they were like, keep it as close to Top Gun because it's still
Yeah.
on people's minds, right?
absolutely, I was like, what, 4 years later, 3 or
Yeah.
4 years later.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise got hooked on NASCAR after driving with Paul Newman during the
Oh,
Color
really?
of Money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And Paul
and-
Newman was a big car racing
Loved
guy.
racing. And so Tom Cruise actually earned a real NASCAR license to prep for that role.
No kidding.
Yeah, and so the story of Days of Thunder came from Cruise had a dinner like at Olive Garden with a bunch of NASCAR drivers, and he's like, dude, we got to make this movie. And he was, obviously he was into racing and all that kind of stuff. So he pitched the idea to Bruckheimer, who loved it, and then assembled basically the entire Top Gun team. Again, he brought in Tony Scott and everything. So like actually during production, the entire production crew was calling it Top Car because it
Oh,
was
yeah.
so close to Top
It is
Gun.
very
They were
similar.
calling it Top Car. It was really interesting.
Glad it wasn't Top Car.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just kind of a nickname. Like they just didn't know what
This
it was
is
gonna
our
be called.
project.
Yeah, this is our project, Top Car. The script was written by Robert Towne and Tom Cruise, but it was so thin when they started shooting. They actually started shooting before it was finished. So scenes were being rewritten daily, like even just hours or
There's like
minutes.
chaos during this.
Absolutely insane. Like the script was changing so much that Tom Cruise was putting like little cue cards in his car because he did he would
changed up a line
He would
and
make
changed
a
up-
couple of laps and they would already change the lines, so they would give him new lines and he'd write it on a cue card and go again.
Wow.
And it was so different, but it changed so much that they ended up just giving him an earpiece and they were just feeding him the lines.
That's
that way.
probably a lot of reason why he
Yeah.
had those weird scenes of not
I think
talking.
so. Exactly. They actually built fully functional NASCAR spec stock cars that met real racing regulations for this. To capture authentic race footage, the production even entered the cars into actual NASCAR practice and qualifying sessions at full speed. paint schemes were changed in between shoots to represent different teams or sponsors. They actually had Greg Sachs was a pro NASCAR driver. He had most of the high-speed driving, but Cruz himself had hit 200 miles per hour on several occasions during filming. So he was like really driving these cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know if there's some behind the scenes stuff. There's actually a behind the scenes documentary on the making of this film, which is super interesting.
It is very interesting.
And it shows some of the in-camera rigs that they had built for this, which was so freaking cool. They'd actually had cameras like in headlights. So you could get, that's like how they got those really low, cool shots
when
on
they're
the track.
right behind them.
And then they had some like in the tailpipes as well, so you could get it from the front. So
That's sweet.
Like no one had ever done that before. And they actually built a truck with a jib too, so they would go out like on, they'd have like the warning laps or the pace laps or whatever, and they'd pull that sucker out and they'd get shots with the jib truck.
That's awesome.
As they went around. Yeah, so freaking amazing.
And I like all the rear view mirror shots too.
Yeah.
Like those are so good because it's like
Awesome.
you can see the car passing back behind them.
Yeah, and you feel like you're in the car.
You do.
You know what I mean? It's so awesome. The film's budget ballooned from $35 million to over $60 million, basically. Paramount was unhappy with this, obviously. They kept sending out memos like, you guys got to stop spending money.
Cut it back.
But Bruckheimer and Don Simpson kept pushing for bigger stunts and bigger set pieces. And like because of that, the crew was idle so often because there were so many changes being made.
Like
they were just
building things and changing.
Yeah, or they were just hanging out waiting for stuff to be done, right? They got so much overtime that all of them had like months of vacation afterwards after they wrapped.
Paramount loved that.
Oh, they were like, oh, this is awesome, guys. Great job.
Yeah.
Tom and Nicole Kidman's romance began during filming.
I thought so.
Yeah, and quickly became tabloid headlines all over the world. Meanwhile, Simpson and Bruckheimer were infamous for their excess. At Daytona, they spent $400,000 converting a vacant hotel storefront into a private gym with a neon Days of Thunder sign over the top of it.
Just decided they needed to make a Days of Thunder sign.
What? It's so insane. Simpson even stocked Donna Karan dresses to gift women he invited to his parties.
Wow.
Which often included friends like rapper Tone Loc. That's like the nerdiest rapper to be friends with anyways. Like Tone Loc.
That's weird.
Come on. That's definitely a white person's rapper.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But yeah, they were just spending money like crazy people. It's pretty crazy. Stunt driver Greg Sachs broke a bone in a crash but returned to finish the shoot. Real NASCAR.
What bone?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Air bone.
Yeah. Driving bone.
Broke my staples.
Broke my cock.
My driving bone.
Real NASCAR.
Well, I can't drive now. Broke my driving bone.
Driving bone sprained. Real NASCAR crash footage was also incorporated into the film, which was kind of cool. They wrecked so many cars during production, they had to rent a warehouse near Daytona to hire an overnight crew to rebuild cars each day. That's insane.
Yeah,
You have a whole crew just like rebuilding cars in the middle of the night so you could shoot the next morning. You know the
I'll give you a big old panel. Cut the wind out from underneath you.
bunch
All
of
of them were doing that.
A bunch of them in there. It's like, guys, stop doing
Stop
that.
saying that.
Just build the car. Fix it. All right. You know when the Superflow car flipped, the
Yep.
big flip?
Yep.
I
I actually loved the Superflow car.
It's cool,
It was like
man.
you don't see it much in the movie. It's
No, you
only
don't.
like a couple of races.
I'm partial to the mellow yellow.
Well, the Melio was great.
I mean-
but the Superflow was cool. man.
I am wearing the shirt today.
you are.
And
Fan.
as Cam was coming in today, I'm like, this is a bit like wearing the T-shirt of the band you're seeing at a concert today, but I had to do it.
Like, you feel dumb, but you're also like,
Yeah.
damn.
I mean, I was putting a shirt on. I'm like, I got to do it, right? I got to put the
the only
mellow yellow
shirt
shirt
you
on.
got,
It's the only
so.
shirt I got. The Superflow car flip scene was filmed on an airport runway. So basically, they had a chunk of telephone pole in that thing, and they put half a stick of dynamite in it under the car to make it flip. And they actually had somebody driving it.
Holy crap.
And there was a sticker in there on the dash that said, turn left, push button, good luck. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It looks good. Like
Yeah,
the
it does
flip
look
looks
good.
awesome.
Yeah, it looks really
I
good.
think. Remember the beach race scene?
Yeah.
The demo derby with the rental
Oh,
cars?
absolutely. Yeah.
They had two stunt car drivers that actually just went full throttle on a real beach to shoot that. And they kept banging each other. And one time they hit so hard that the stunt driver's head went through the window, the driver window. And it made it into
I noticed it
Yeah.
after you had
yeah.
like mentioned it. I was
You
like,
can
holy
see
crap.
it. You can see it like it's actually his head going through. It's like, we're keeping that. Great. Good job, guys.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise should have shown up at the dinner with like blood coming
out of his face.
Yeah.
Hans Zimmer's score was his first big action blockbuster.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
After mostly dramatic work, he did Rain Man. So I think that's so Tom Cruise had known him, but I don't know. I really don't know how he got involved, but this pretty much kind of like launched him into like the A-list of composers.
I would have never thought it was Hans Zimmer,
No.
but it's one of my favorite scores. Like it's so good.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it feels very 90s. It's like very of the time.
But for the movie, it's so good.
For sure, 100%. Because they were shooting so much on location at Daytona, the editors set up a makeshift editing suite in a local high school basement.
Well, high school has a basement.
I don't know. The Alamo's got a basement, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they even had one under the
There's
grandstands.
no basement in the Alamo.
They even had one under the grandstands at the track. So they just
That's
had
cool.
like they were just editing wherever they could figure out.
Seriously.
You know what I mean? Which is kind of crazy. So that's kind of like behind the scenes.
Why didn't they edit at the racetrack next to the laundromat?
I don't know. That would have been
Then they
great.
could have been on.
Built a car with an editing suite inside of it and just drove around
Seriously.
editing.
In the back, just with all that old equipment to
This is
edit.
gonna feel real good. Just edit, guys.
Make it feel like you're really driving around.
So Cam, I want to talk about our favorites here. Favorite scene, favorite character. I will go first.
Yes.
My favorite character is Harry Hogge.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it that he is like when he's on screen, I have a hard time watching anybody else.
Yeah.
Like he's a scene stealer. And that's the reason why I gotta pick him.
Yeah. No.
You know? How
Yeah.
about you? Who's your favorite character?
Same.
You're going with Harry Hogge.
There's no way I can't go with him. He makes the movie for me.
He does, man.
And you're right. Like every scene, he's good, and Tom Cruise is great, and the rest of the cast is excellent. But it is Robert Duvall that makes
There's
the
Robert
movie.
Duvall. There's no way around it, right?
So he's also my favorite. So
Yeah. And then when I go to my favorite scene, it's really that first when they first begin racing. Nothing's going right. There's this great banter between Cole and Harry constantly. You got the ice cream scene, tell him to hit the pace car. It's the best sequence.
Greatest part of the movie.
The best
really.
sequence of the film. It's so entertaining, endlessly entertaining.
Yeah, that one.
I
is
have
great.
to go with that.
My scene's the first, like when they come to the track.
Yeah.
When Rowdy's driving, and then it switches, and then Cole does it, and I'm dropping the hammer. It sounds amazing. It just pumps you up for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Because you're like, NASCAR fast, and Tom Cruise is super fast.
Yeah. And he can ride a
no
motorcycle.
one drops the hammer.
No one drops the hammer.
So that's my scene. Like it gives me chills even to this day watching it because the way it's filmed. Now that you explained kind of why it's dark and it looks like the Days of Thunder like theme.
It does, huh?
So that's my favorite scene.
Yeah. So moving on past that, how did this form us? How did this impact us as kids?
Well,
Cam.
Well, I've talked about some of these. So for me, like I said, with my brothers, we're standing next to a tractor and had some time to kill. We'd start making comments like, we'll give you a big old panel. Drop it low to the ground, let the wind cut out from underneath you. We do it all the time with bikes, cars, whatever it was.
Yeah. That thing he does with his tongue, have you noticed Robert Duvall? He's always like, his tongue's coming. I don't know how he does it, but it looks awkward when you really notice it. But it as a whole, it looks good. It works. But when you watch, he's always doing like
really thinking.
You know, right? Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Deep thinking. And then there's just so many lines that I've used through my childhood.
Yeah.
And as a kid, everything you do, bikes, four-wheelers, you're always racing.
Yeah.
So this movie comes to mind and the quotes in it, a lot of them. And I remember setting up like in race car games, that same setup that Tom Cruise uses. I would set him up, make him think I was going one way, and I'd come around, blast past him. So
I know Cole. He always goes.
it's like it made me feel like a race car driver for many years. Like with whatever I was doing, I was like, I'm Cole Trickle, man.
You are Cole Trickle.
So
What a weird name.
yeah.
No, there was a few things for me, like driving fast was so damn cool. And this is probably the movie that did that for me.
Yeah.
That made
it
me
made you feel like a
think
race
that.
car driver all the time.
Yeah, it really did.
You wanted to be a
You
race-
wanted to be a race car driver. And then Tom Cruise, kind of the same thing. Obviously, I had seen Top Gun at this point. It didn't really affect me as much as a kid until I think I just got old enough to where this was the Tom Cruise movie that really did it for me. That I was like, oh my gosh, Tom Cruise
Yeah, I
is
think it was
so
mine too.
freaking cool. Because I was probably 9 or 10 when it came out. But I really didn't watch it until I was like 11 probably because I had it on VHS, right? this is where it made me love Tom Cruise. He's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like there's nobody cooler in a movie.
Yeah.
Than
I don't
Tom
know
Cruise.
if it's because I was just a little older by the time I saw this versus Top Gun.
I think so
Top
too.
Gun's great.
Oh, it's amazing.
And there's a million quotes in there that I use even to this
Yeah.
day. But the Days of Thunder sticks out more in
I
my
agree.
mind.
And the same thing with Robert Duvall. It's the first time I had ever noticed him as an actor, as a
Me
kid.
too.
You know,
Yep.
And I don't think I really understood how much I liked him back then until I got a
Same.
little older and I kept watching it. And I'm just like, there's nobody who can deliver a line like Robert Duvall.
No, I agree.
And so that's sort of is something that formed me as a kid. I think moving forward, because then I was always looking for him in movies. Right,
Yeah.
I was always
Same.
looking for him.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, Rowdy always stood out to me as the butthole NASCAR driver in every movie he ended up in. Like Cliffhanger, I'm like, that's Rowdy.
that's right.
I know him as Rowdy. I don't know his real name.
Yeah,
So-
and The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah, he's in The Walking Dead. Yeah. So
Hot takes, Cam. Do you have any hot takes with this film? Because I do. I think. I mean, I'm gonna get a lot of crap for this. Probably. I think it's better than Top Gun.
no, I'd agree with you.
But most people aren't going to say that. I don't think.
No. I think you're probably right there.
There's a few reasons. I really love the score in Days of Thunder. I don't know if it's better. I keep going back and forth because the score for Top Gun is fantastic as well. It's pretty iconic and probably more iconic overall, with the general public than the Days of Thunder, but it doesn't affect me like the Days of Thunder one does for some reason. And maybe that's just the Hans Zimmer, but it works.
Yeah.
It works for me. And I think the overall cast is better in Days of Thunder than Top Gun.
I think so too. Yeah. No, I would agree with you 100% on that. Like I said, it was probably my favorite movie for the longest time. And just, I don't know, the acting seemed so natural and it fit the NASCAR, like Southern United States theme so well that I'm like, this is what makes NASCAR popular. I feel like it probably made a big difference in the fan base.
Huge
because of that movie.
Huge difference. They were so smart to get on board with this.
They were
so
and I can
smart.
see why Tom Cruise took such an interest in it because it is a cool sport. It really
for
is.
sure, yeah.
And it's a unique American sport.
Yeah.
The way they talk,
For sure,
where they're from and the history of it. So
I agree.
but yeah, I would agree. Like you're probably right. You're going to see more Top Gun fans or people that know Top Gun over Days of Thunder, but it's a better movie. Days of Thunder is a better movie.
I agree. And also, Days of Thunder kind of feels like the end of an era for Tom Cruise as an actor in some way. I always kind of I feel this because I think this is the last time he kind of played that archetype role of like the cocky, carefree badass, right? Because it kind of feels like after this, he was taking more serious roles.
He kind of did for a while, huh?
Like
Mission Impossible is probably the only thing that changed it, and that was later.
Yeah, and that was
Like,
later,
several
and
years
it
later.
was still slightly different because it doesn't feel like he's coming in as just like cocky raw talent.
Only the second one, and that's why I don't
maybe.
like the second one.
Yeah, maybe that's true. I'm not a huge Mission
The
Impossible
first
fan.
one's amazing.
Is it? I need to go back and watch it again.
It's good because it's original and it's
Okay, yeah.
and it's but
Was
but
there like
after
14
that, they're
of them now?
exciting.
I don't know how many there are.
The rest of them are
Yeah.
good too. I really like them,
Yeah.
but the first one's the best.
But it just kind of feels like this is kind of the end, and then he was just like a gigantic movie star.
Yeah,
like
he was.
gigantic after this. I mean, not like he wasn't before, but it just feels like it was a ramp up.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
a little bit of a change for him after this. So, I did want to mention this too because I saw this online somewhere that a possible Days of Thunder 2 crossover with F1.
I would hope so, man.
So Joseph Kaczynski, the director for F1, has teased the idea of not only a sequel to the Hollywood blockbuster, but a crossover with the 1990 NASCAR classic Days of
NASCAR
Thunder.
jets.
Yeah, well, no, this is for F1.
Or F1.
F1.
Yeah, that's right.
So he did do that movie too. He
Yeah,
did
he
Top
did do
Gun
that
Maverick. The idea would see both acting heavyweights, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, come together again 30 years after they played opposite each other in Interview with a Vampire. So basically, it would be Cole Trickle and I can't remember
his
what
name in
Brad
F1.
Pitt's name is, and they would be racing together in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form.
By the way, F1 is extremely good.
it's fantastic.
Like it's
Fantastic.
another race car movie that I would watch again.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
I had heard, and I don't know, and I guess maybe we will eventually do Interview with the Vampire. I hope so, but
Yes.
I don't think they got along.
Oh, really?
Like I think they were both kind of, they're both hottest men in the world type, and I think they clashed a little bit. So I'm
interesting.
Curious to see if they would ever work again. I hope so.
I think they're kind of they're on good terms now.
They should be.
I've seen some interview things.
They're both freaking awesome.
They're the best. But yeah, anyways, I thought that was cool.
That is cool. I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, but we're gonna move on.
It's time for the Raised by VHS Top 5 list.
So we're going to do a couple extra segments on each of these episodes, and they're going to kind of vary.
They'll switch up, yeah.
But this one, we're going to do a top 5 list. In the top 5 list I have chosen that has to do with this movie is top 5 Tom Cruise movies. So Cam and I are going to count down.
That was not easy.
This is really hard.
So many good movies.
Mine's going to probably blow your mind, I think. But we're going to start with 5. We're each going to give our number 5 and go all the way down to 1. You want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Number 5, my favorite, 5th favorite Tom Cruise movie, War of the Worlds.
Yeah,
Cameron. And this is probably, I love this movie. This is something that I probably rewatch every couple of years.
I do too.
It's my
struggle with the end.
Yeah, the ending.
Like the middle gets a little sluggish.
It gets a little sluggish. The first act of this movie is perfect.
It is. I agree.
Perfect.
It's one of my favorites.
So for that reason, it's number 5 on my list. What's number 5 on your list?
Number
Cameron?
5 on my list is Far and Away.
Far and Away. Okay. Yeah.
Captain Moonlight.
So I full disclosure, I've probably only seen this one time.
I've watched it a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. So I need to get back to it and watch it again.
So Far and Away, yeah, number 5 of my top 5 Tom Cruise movies.
So who else is in that? It's got Nicole Kidman,
Nicole
right?
Kidman.
And somebody
Gene
else.
Hackman.
Gene Hackman, that's who it is, yeah.
Is it Gene Hackman?
I don't know. I thought so.
No, it's the guy that reminds me of Gene Hackman. It's right. It's not Gene Hackman. I don't think. No, it isn't.
Okay.
But it's just like it's a great movie. It's one of Ron Howard's best.
Yeah,
I think. And so he does a good job of it, even though he has an Irish accent, which is always a little weird.
Yeah,
but he's great.
Okay.
So that's one of my favorites. I like the movie. It's always been one that I've had as one of my favorites.
Fantastic.
Okay, want me to do my 4?
Give me your number 4.
My number 4 would be Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, guess what my number 4 is?
What?
Top Gun Maverick.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm so like that. This is a movie I went to the theater twice.
I did too.
To see because it was so good in the theater, and it's still good. It's one I will throw on. My boys like it, and Tom Cruise does such a good job in it. And he was behind so much of the like 4-hour entertainment that I'm like, I have to give him the credit for that.
Look, man, I think a lot of things came together kind of perfectly. This was kind of like early post-COVID.
It was.
Right?
Because even that little segment where he talked about, thank you for coming back to the theaters.
Yes. So I think that sort of really worked out in its favor, but it might be one of the best movies I've ever seen in theater.
I agree.
Like just the experience of it
the
was
sounds
so
and the
good.
Classic 80s, it's so
like
good.
just chills.
It feels
constantly.
Feels so good.
Right? Okay. That's it's awesome. We got the same number 4. We don't know each other's list, by the way, on these. Number 3, my 3rd favorite Tom Cruise movie, Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Dude, this is a movie that I rewatch pretty constantly as well. And what's her name in it? Why can't I think of what her name is? I don't have it now. But anyways,
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. She's fantastic in this.
She's super good.
It's time.
That's the best, one of the best roles for a female action character.
Yeah.
She seems tough.
Yeah.
She seems
but
fit.
It's not weird. It's not in a weird way.
No, she does it so it doesn't seem fake.
No, yeah, exactly.
She seems like she
does
is
well.
what she is.
Yeah, and Tom Cruise is really good in it. I think it's fantastic writing. Like it's such a
hilarious.
good story.
He's so
oh my gosh.
Like some of the little lines, it is easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, the Edge of Tomorrow is
That's your number 3?
Number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
My number 3 is War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, nice.
So
okay.
yeah, I remember seeing it in theater. I remember it impacting the sounds in the movie and Tom Cruise's intensity. Like I just like how he was kind of cold with his kids. My favorite scene in that movie, which we'll probably get to this at some point, is when he's like,
Although
Robbie, and he
it's a 2000 something. So
we might not ever. Yeah,
we don't know. We could still do it, but yeah, that
yeah, Robbie, and he's like, you take my car again. And he's like, I'll call the cops.
So good, man.
Yeah. So
it's a great film.
that's my number 3.
It's so like the way it looks too. It's like super gritty and like just really good movie.
Yeah.
That's a great number 3. How about your number 2?
My number 2 is Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, so we were close there.
Yeah, we were close.
We were very close.
I love Edge of Tomorrow. It's another one I watch 1 or 2 times a year because the action's great, the story's great. Tom Cruise is awesome in it.
So good.
And I kind of like him in a role of being like kind of clueless, not the hero right away.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
so it's so
Yeah.
good, and then he turns into a bad A.
Oh, so good, man. Man, what a good movie.
It's one of my favorites. We actually saw that in theater together.
Oh, did we? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
No, my number 2 is probably going to come out of left field for you.
Okay.
Jerry Maguire.
I know you like that one a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I rewatch this every year, 100%. My wife gets so sick of it, but it is some of the best writing in any movie I have ever seen. Have you even seen it?
I haven't watched it all the way through. No.
Okay, it is so good,
Yeah.
and I think probably as far as like acting, it's his best.
Yeah.
as an actor.
There's a few movies of his I never watched all the way that I still want to.
We'll
that
probably get to-
would have made this list different.
We're probably going to get to this movie because I will pick it at some point because I'm in love with it, man. The entire thing is great. And it's like a drama, kind of romance, kind of comedy. It's just sort of that kind of fluid type, of movie that I freaking love.
Yeah.
So now we're going to number 1.
Number 1.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Is that your number 1?
It's funny because I left Days of Thunder off. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I only did it because we're talking about it.
Okay.
So I made a separate list.
Interesting.
Days of Thunder would have fallen on that list.
Okay. Yeah.
But my number 1 for him is Minority Report.
Oh, wow. Steven
Just
Spielberg.
because it's so, like, I don't know. Just his acting in it and the action. It's unique. It's new for its time.
Yeah.
It was a new story.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So the funny thing is it's not really a new story. I mean, it was.
Oh,
written,
that's right. You said
it was a sci-fi book from the 50s.
Yeah.
I think. So
but not done as a movie before.
not done
right?
as a movie before.
Yeah, yeah,
no, you're
right.
totally right.
I was like,
No,
usually a book makes
Yeah.
the best movie.
that is a great movie. Steven Spielberg. I think it's underrated.
I think it is
to be
too.
honest with you.
I think it is
So weird story about that movie. It's also a John Williams score, right?
Oh, it is.
It is John
I didn't
Williams.
know that.
Back in the day, I was in a band for a long time, and a guy that used to record some stuff with us and produce some shows, his name is Mark Williams. His dad is John Williams. So at that time, I was actually working with him on some stuff, and he was telling me about the process of his dad writing the score for this.
Oh my
It was just like an insane conversation to have with somebody.
Yeah, because
You know?
when do you ever tap into the real
Yeah.
life of one of these?
He was telling me stories about his
Producers.
dad when he was young. He's like, when he was writing like the theme for Jaws and a couple other ones, he's like, he would go into this trance at the house. He's like, you could talk to him and he wouldn't even talk back to you.
I could understand.
Yeah.
that. I can understand that.
But I don't know, really crazy, cool kind of insider
I've heard that
stories.
with like a lot of. I mean, you probably know music. Like when you're writing music,
yeah. But
kinda
anyways,
go to a different place.
kind of a cool little.
That
deal.
is cool.
That's our top 5. That was kind of
yeah,
fun.
there's
Cam.
so many good movies that he
Yeah.
makes. So that's a hard list.
It is. It is
probably,
really
probably
hard.
switch yearly for me.
Exactly. So let's move on.
Yeah.
I'll put that on a t-shirt.
So this is put that on a t-shirt. So Cam and I are each going to pick a line from Days of Thunder,
Yeah.
our favorite lines. And then at some point on social media, we're going to try and pit them against each other and let you guys vote on what you think would be better
Okay.
on
Yeah,
a t-shirt.
that's good.
Or we're just going to talk about it now and it's just for fun. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Didn't know it was a competition.
it is.
But now I do.
Everything's a competition, Cam. We got motor oil racing through
That's
our
true.
veins.
Especially after this. I should know that.
And I went with the classic. It's just really hard not to go with Rubbin' Son is racing or Rubbin' is racing either way.
That is such a good one. Like
It's-
you can't
yeah.
probably can't really beat that one.
You can't. It's really going to be really
Yeah.
tough. Yeah. What'd you go with?
I just like. I think it'd be cool to have it on a shirt. Hit the pace car.
Hit the pace
because
car.
only fans of Days of Thunder will know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
it's true.
And so anybody
it.
that's into racing has probably seen Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
and would know and recognize that shirt.
100%.
And it's cool. Hit the pace car.
I would wear it 100%,
I
dude.
I
be
would too.
all about that. Either of
So-
those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's good. No, so we'll try and put that on social media, and maybe you guys can let us know what line you like.
Yeah. What shirt you might
know,
wear?
What shirt you might wear from this movie.
Raised by VHS movie memorabilia inferno.
So, Yeah, so this segment's a little jacked up today.
Of course, worked out poorly in the first episode.
Yeah, but we're going to do it anyways. So we're going to do this in every single episode. And this is basically a segment where whoever didn't pick the movie, so this is Cam in this segment, gets a little memento or piece of memorabilia or something about that movie and gives it to the person who picked it.
I should have went simpler on this because
that's okay.
I dug deep and found the slowest shipper in the United States.
Yeah, you didn't get it in time.
No,
unfortunately.
No. So what you're going to be getting is the Superflow official race car from Days of Thunder. Still packaged, man.
Still packaged?
Still packaged.
And it's like the real, oh my gosh, dude.
And I told you, I like the Superflow one, so
yeah,
you're going
awesome.
with that one.
Oh my gosh. Well,
The
I can't
mellow
wait.
yellow one's easy to find.
Yeah,
the
you get that
Superflow
everywhere.
wasn't very easy.
That's harder.
And so
Yeah.
that's why it's being shipped from, who knows, Australia probably.
Somewhere. Well, I'm excited about that, Cam.
Yeah,
I
and
can't wait.
we'll post it.
Yeah, we'll post it. But normally we would actually hand as a
Supposed
gift
to come in 2 days. It's
Hand
like it's
the gift
been 2 weeks.
to the other person.
So,
So
yeah,
blame
exactly.
Cameron on this one.
Yeah, I blew it. I dug too deep into
Yeah.
a place that doesn't ship very quickly. I thought everywhere was Amazon.
That's right. It is not. So now is the time, Cameron. We are going to do our late fee rating system. So this is just kind of a fun thing. It's just a rating system out of 100. But we're kind of talking about like it's late fees. Like how much in late fees out of $100 would you pay to keep this movie? Because really, it goes back to the days going to the rental store, and renting the movie for a couple days, and then it's so damn good that you don't take it back.
Yeah.
You keep watching it.
Yeah.
Right? So
And when your dad goes to rent a movie and he says, "Do you know you have a $25 late fee?" Yeah.
That's never good. That's actually
It wasn't
really
never
bad.
good. It was never good.
See, where I lived, I didn't have like a Blockbuster or anything like that. It was Main Street Video and Tanning.
Yeah.
And it was also where I got my hair cut. So yeah. So I didn't have like Blockbuster late fees, but it was Main Street Video and Tanning.
They were never
late fees.
$25, but they were always.
Oh, I
a few
lost
dollars.
a movie at one point.
Yeah.
And if you do that,
It's like
you know how-
$90.
It's like $90.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I remember.
It's freaking insane. But so we're going to each rate it out of 100 based on the late fees that we would pay. I'm going to go first, Cam. And man, we are coming out of the box just banging hard with late fees
It's gonna be
here.
a hard. It's gonna take a while to topple this. I think.
It really is. I would pay $88 in late fees for Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Cam.
Yep.
Okay.
Easily. So
Yeah.
I would pay $92
Oh
in
my
late
gosh.
fees. Like I said, one of the movies I watched the most as a kid, bought when I was old enough to buy my own first DVD.
Yeah.
It was Days of Thunder. So obviously, I love the movie,
You love the movie.
and I would have paid whatever it took to get it again.
You'd really probably do 100
if I
you had
wanted to re-rent it and I had late fees,
Just do it.
Either on it or another thing, $92 that'd been fine.
You've been all
Sure.
about it. So,
Because I probably would have kept it, and that's probably where it would make that $92.
exactly, probably would have been that much.
Yeah.
So, looking at that, we're going to average those out. And calculate noises here. Raised by VHS late fees paid $90
Man,
for Days of Thunder.
90 out of 100.
90 out of 100.
That is a high score.
Yeah, I don't know how we're ever going to beat it. It's going to be really
That's
tough.
expensive, man.
I know. So, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So let
I
us
think it's
know.
worth it.
I do too.
I
Let
think
us
it
know
fits.
on the socials how much you would pay in late fees for Days of Thunder.
Yeah. Man, that's
Boy.
good.
Look, man, I don't know if I've had this much fun in several months.
I could keep going. I honestly could talk about this movie
Yeah.
easily for another 30 to, 60 minutes.
60
because-
days.
60 days. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many parts that we didn't cover. There's so many things. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to do this because there are so many movies, that changed my childhood and created my creativity as a child
Yeah.
was because of the crap I shouldn't have watched and could
Yeah.
watch.
Look, man, my personality has been formed by these movies. Like, I'm not joking you.
Yeah, no,
like,
I agree.
much of it has been from watching these.
Yeah.
Because like Cam said, like, we were kind of given, like, we could watch whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
And not a lot of kids were that way. Like, I would go to my grandpa's house and it was just like a free-for-all. Like, you
Yeah.
watch Exorcist, you watch this, go ahead.
Yeah.
You got nothing else
Yeah.
to do?
Yeah, we would get together in my grandpa's with my cousins
Yeah.
in the basement when we would rent like Night of the Living Dead and
Yep.
all the worst movies possible.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
So
And here we are now.
I'm not saying my parents are bad.
No.
They just were like, whatever.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
It was a different time,
Yeah.
right? So thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you send us to all your friends that would love this type of content because we want to keep on going.
Yes,
We want to
please.
give you lots of content like this. Go follow us on social media. Go watch this on YouTube. We're on TikTok, Instagram, all the places. Right, Cameron?
We're going to be there.
And we're going to be there. So if that's another overdue rental, thanks for listening to Raised by VHS.